Welcome back to Cheryl's Book Nook. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I thought I would share my March TBR with you. I am so excited. Now, this is an aggressive TBR. I think it's a lot of books and a little bit of a controversial thing. So, my theme for this month is, and my husband helped me come up with this name, March Movie Madness. It's so silly. But I actually found a video, and I don't know if I can link it. I'll see if I can. If not, it's Mojo on YouTube, and they talk about like the top 10 books that you don't know were, or movies that you don't know were books. And so a lot of these books came from that movie. They're from that, I'm sorry. A lot of these books came from that YouTube video. So, anyways, so I'm looking forward to this, and I hope you guys are as well. And some of them are from that, and some of them are not. But here we go. So the first one that the first on my list, and I am such a mood reader, but I look forward to reading this one. So I think is called Bonhoeffer by Eric Metaxas. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Bonhoeffer was a pastor in Nazi Germany during the time of Hitler. He stood up to Hitler. He actually was a spy and was part of what they called the resistance against Hitler. So I'm really looking forward to this. He was very brave in a time when it did literally cost him his life. And there's a movie that's been put out about this, and I need to stop hitting books. Stop abusing books, Cheryl. Anyways, so I'm really looking forward to this and can't wait to get into this. I really like Eric Metaxas' writing. I like his I've listened to a few of his books. I like the way he writes. So this is going to be really good. I really look forward to this. The next one, as you probably know, I don't know if you know this or not, but this one is another really popular movie, is Forrest Gump. And it's written by Winston Groom. And it's not very long, but of course, if you know the story of Forrest Gump, it's one of my favorite movies. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Now, the next one is, I don't know if you guys, I've heard a lot of people on the internet talk about this book. And I remember as a teenager watching the miniseries, and it's one of my favorites. It's like 4 hours long, so you have to break it up. It's like I don't even know exactly. I don't know how long it is. I know it's a very long miniseries. You know, they ran it over TV back in the 90s before we had all this stuff, whatever, that we have today. And it is called Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Now, this is why I say, do you see this? See how thick this book is? This is going to be, I hope that though it's going to be a good read. And I've heard so many good things about this writer and how good he is, and I remember the mini series, and I really I enjoyed that. So I look forward to reading this. Now this, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but this is actually a reread for me. I read this many years ago, and it was a movie, and it's called Where the Heart Is. And you may remember the movie was about a little girl who got pregnant. She was pregnant, and her boyfriend abandoned her in a town, I believe it was in Oklahoma. Let's see, I think it was Oklahoma. Yeah, I can't say that name. Oklahoma, I don't want to botch it. Anyways, in Oklahoma. And she got left there, and she had her baby in a Walmart. Yeah, so anyways, and it's her story, and so I'm really looking forward to reading this. Again, I read it many years ago, so, and it was off my physical TBR. So the next one is my classic for the month, and it's going to be Murder on the Orient Express. This is also a movie, and this is an Agatha Christie mystery. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Now the next one is not really based on a movie, and a couple of these won't be based on movies, but it's based on maybe somebody in TV too. And I thought I would read Turning the Tables by Teresa Giudice. I don't know. There's multiple ways they say her names. If you don't know who this is, she is on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and it's talking about the changes and stuff that happened to her. She went to jail for I think 11 months for tax fraud. Anyways, that's a long story, but anyways, I thought I'm gonna stop saying anyways. I wanted to read that, so I think that's going to be interesting. Now, the next one isn't a movie yet, but there is a series on Netflix, and I talked about this in my last book haul, and is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Also, I'm trying to finish up the series, so I'm looking forward to that. The next one I hear is controversial, but it's like a classic, and I've watched the movie. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched the whole movie. I know different scenes from the movie, different famous quotes, and that is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. So, again, I know it's a little controversial, but it's interesting. So, I just thought, sounds like a story I would like to hear. Now, the next one I did speak of in my haul, and that is Seabiscuit, and I owe Laura Hildenbrand and Ellen Hildenbrandt an apology because I thought they were the same one. I looked afterwards, they're not. And again, this is another movie. Tobey Maguire was in this movie years ago, and it's about a horse and a very famous Derby horse. So I just thought that would be really interesting, and it's based on a true story about a real horse. Now this one, it's going to be hard to see because the cover's gone on it and everything, but I'll just tell you, you can't really even see, but this is Jaws by Peter Berkeley. I know it's not much to look at, but anyways, we all know the movie, the classic Jaws, so looking forward to that. The next one is not a actually, no, I'm sorry. The next ones I don't have. I have either an audiobook or I don't actually have yet because we got snowed in. So I couldn't go pick them up from one's in transit and one's there. But the next one, and I will put pictures of them, are As Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, which you may know her from Gilmore Girls. And it's talking about her time on Gilmore Girls. So I'm going to listen to that. It's only 5 hours long, so I don't see that being a problem. The next one that I want to read or listen to on Libby is Princess Bride by William Goldman. That one is 2 hours long, I think. Hold on. Let me see. I can look it up real quick. I believe it's 2 hours long. It's a short one. Yes. No, I'm sorry. It's 3 hours long. So that won't take me very long to get through either. The next one I have at the library, and I couldn't go pick it up like I said, and that is First Blood by David Morrell. And that is based on Rambo. And I just looked it up, and he actually wrote it about his students that came back from NAM and from their stories. So I'm looking forward to reading that. The next one is, and it's not a fiction book. It's actually a nonfiction book, and it's Pitch Perfect. The story of an acapella journey. So, and then the last one that I'm going to read, what's that last one? It's next to last one, is because I'm in this series and I want to continue this series, is not a book or not a movie, but it is A Court of Wings and Ruin. Yes, so enjoying this series. Last but not least, I'm going to pick out my Frida McFadden for the month. So let's see what that is. Okay, if it's not a series out of order with the series, if it is, I'll put it back. But do you remember? I've never heard of that one, so I look forward to reading that. So I don't know. Is there any movies or any books that you've read that are movies, or any movies that have books that you want to read? Like I said, some of these I have seen. It's been a long time. Write down in the comments what you are most looking forward, what any of these books inspire you, or is there one that you would like to read? There were a couple others on the list that, like Scarface. I just didn't decide to read that. That was actually based on a book, and anyways, but I decided not to it. But yeah, go check out that video. It's quite interesting. It was like the top 10, and I didn't know Pitch Perfect was a book. So I'm looking forward to that. And Mean Girls actually was a book too, but a wonderful day, like I said, and I look forward to our March movie madness TBR. Okay, bye-bye.